Hey Titanfall Legends, I'm Jaredude, the new co-host of Titanfall Legends. Yes, you heard that right. Jax has now chosen me to be the official co-host of the channel. So this means even once Jax returns, I'll still be doing videos alongside him. Thank you so much for your continued support and for being a Titanfall legend. Now, on to the video. The conversation of why the original Titanfall lost a significant amount of its player base fairly early after the full release involves a lot of factors. I'm not here to discuss all the possible reasons, but one topic that is often mentioned was the lack of unlockable content, whether that be weapons, attachments, customization options, etc. Regardless if you agree with that idea or not, Titanfall 2 is receiving an increase in content pretty much all across the board, and I thought we could take a look at the differences in between the first and second title. This will be a fairly general view looking at mostly number comparisons. And just a side note before jumping in, I'm thinking I will have to update this once the technical test takes place, as well as once the game is fully released. So if you're watching this after both of those days have passed, this video may be a bit outdated. With all that said, let's start by looking at the Titans. The original game included 3 different chassis types. The Strider, a quick, agile Titan equipped with 3 dashes, resulted in making use of strafing, flanking, and taking cover because if the enemy shots landed on you, you would be the quickest of the Titans doomed. The Ogre catered to the opposite playstyle, having only 1 dash and the slowest movement speed in exchange for the greatest amount of health. Then the median in between those 2 extremes was the Atlas, having a balance of mobility and armor, which featured 2 dashes. As of this video being recorded and uploaded, 3 of the 6 Titans have officially been revealed for Titanfall 2, with the 4th not yet being directly described by Respawn. However, it appears in the single player trailer. I am talking about the Vanguard chassis, whom is also your main companion in the campaign. Then there appears to be a 5th, as seen in this brief clip from the multiplayer trailer. It doesn't look to be any of the other Titans, and with what looks to be a chain gun, it's most likely a different type. In the first Titanfall, you could choose from 6 different primary weapons with 1 to 3 mods available, while in Titanfall 2, a permanent weapon is assigned to each chassis and cannot be changed. Mods can be, however. For tacticals, 3 choosable appeared in the original title versus each chassis having 1 permanently assigned in the sequel. Same applies to the Ordnance instead of the choice of 4. And a new addition is the defensive and core abilities in Titanfall 2. Tier perks will be customizable similar to Titanfall 1's available Tier 1 and 2 perks. So far we know that there will be 3 available, but it's safe to assume we'll see more in the full release. And another difference is that in order to achieve your Titan, you must work for it as progress is no longer given over time automatically. Also, an enemy pilot is able to steal your battery to be given to a friendly pilot for an extra health boost via rodeoing. Also, rodeoing has been altered in that an enemy pilot can only ride you for a brief moment where they damage your Titan, then they are kicked off. They are then able to try to jump back on and continue this process until you are doomed. If you'd like to see a more detailed breakdown, check out our How Titans Work video if you haven't already. The cosmetics in the first game allowed us to change the emblem and voice of our Titan, and in Titanfall 2, emblems return as well as now full Titan decals, but changeable voices won't be returning. While on this topic, shifting to pilots, they will receive the option to customize its weapon and suit skin. In the original game, we saw 10 primary weapons and 3 sidearms, while as of now we already know about 12 primaries, possibly 13 depending on if the Mozambique is a sidearm or a primary, and also half the weapons we've seen so far are returning from the first game. To mention a couple, the EVA 8 is now fully automatic, and the R101C has received an evolved version, the R201C. A new type of weapon to the series is the laser weapons, which is pretty much like an assault rifle or just like the regular versions of the weapons, just lasers, but regardless, we have the Mozambique, which is a pistol, and the L-Star. As far as attachments go, it looks to be that 3 customization spots are available, instead of Titanfall's spot for a sight, of which there were 3 to choose from, and Mod Spot, which allowed for extended magazines, suppressors, and weapon-specific mods. Pilots' loadouts are now focused around their tactical, a bit of a change from the first game's 3, there will be 6 tacticals. We know of 5, Grapple, Hollow Pilot, Pulse Blade, Cloak, and this teleport ability that we're still not quite sure what the name of it is. The original 4 ordnance of Frag Grenade, Arc Grenade, Satchel Charge, and Arc Mine are returning with the exception of Arc Mine. A Smoke Grenade is being being introduced as well. In the first game, there were 6 Tier 1 and 6 Tier 2 perks, and we know as of right now that the Tier 1 and 2 system will be returning. However, we're not quite exactly sure how it's going to work out and what they're going to be about and how many there's going to be, so as I said, we're still not entirely sure what's happening there. Movement is said to maintain its fluid, fast-paced action, but now with the introduction of grappling, sliding, and hovering. There is now 3 melees instead of the 2 in the original, which was the frontal fast kick and the behind execution, I guess is the way to describe it. And just like the Titans, I made a more detailed version that covers all pilot info, and if you missed that, be sure to check it out. A few more things that I think is worth mentioning is that a proper single-player campaign for Titanfall 2 is coming instead of the original 9-part multiplayer story in the first game. All maps will be free as opposed to the Season Pass. I know the community is very excited for that. It is definitely going to keep it a lot more unified. And then finally, regeneration will somehow be changed, probably with more incentives, but that's just speculation as of now. And that, everyone, is a general overview and comparison of the differences from Titanfall to Titanfall 2. Yes, there is more I could have touched on. I just wanted to discuss the big changes in the game. Overall, Titanfall 2 will feature more content and customization for the most part, and the question of the day is, do you think adding more content is a good idea, or do you prefer the simpleness of the first game? Feel free to answer in the comments below or silently in your head. Just please don't tell your sister. My name is Jaredude, and until next time, stand by for Titanfall.